started, can someone here tell me the definition of a perfect person?
Me?
Other than Madison?
It doesn't exist.
Exactly, it doesn't exist. So it seems silly that I would bring it up because perfect is relative, and even if we all had a set definition of what perfect was, no one could achieve it. But I bring it up because what I'm going to talk about today is kind of a tricky subject, and I don't want anyone here to think that I'm asking them to be perfect or that I'm asking for more than anyone can give. But before I get into the meat of it, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Carly Bear. I'm the community manager here at IGN. And thank you all for coming today and making time for this. So I'm sure you're all aware, at least in part, that there is an issue in the video game industry, and it has to do with our consumers, the gamers, and with online users, which really affects us since we don't actually make games. And so today I'm going to talk about the severity of the problem, some possible solutions to it, at least as far as our company is concerned, and some steps that you as individuals can start taking today to combat this problem. So, first of all, how bad is the problem? Despite the ESA reporting that 45% of gamers are women, the video game industry is known as a boys' club. In fact, love of video games, sci-fi movies, comic books, apparently these are all the realm of guys, and boy, it seems like they want to keep it that way. The stories of women online being harassed at conventions, at game shows, but especially while gaming online, or in comment sections or forums like we have on our site, there are so many, it's hard to pick one to choose. But one stands out to me. Some of you may know that Jennifer Hepler, who's a senior writer at BioWare, left her job earlier this year, after her family received death threats. One user posted online, her children should have been aborted rather than have a mother like her. Now, what could make a group of people so mad? They didn't like the game she helped write. So, not everybody gets death threats. Some people get rape threats. Some people get inappropriate contact or gestures or comments, and sometimes it happens on our site. Now, we didn't start this. The game developers, in a way, founded this boys' club. For a long time, game protagonists were only white, straight men, and we're just beginning to see games whose main characters aren't male or aren't white or, God save the patriarchy, aren't either of those things. But just because we didn't start it doesn't mean we can't finish it. So, what's the solution? We need to lead by example. We need to demonstrate that you can love and enjoy video games without being a piece of slime scraped off the bottom of society's barrel. We need to show the world that these people who think they can say anything from behind the comfort of their computer do not represent us, and they are not welcome. So, all this is useless without some practical application. Excuse me, a little bit of dry mouth going on. Without some practical application. So first of all, I think our comments moderation should go on a 3-strike system. If a user's comments are blocked by moderators 3 times, they don't get to comment anymore. And if they cry censorship, too bad. We can't stop them from saying what they want to say, but we don't have to give them a platform to say it on. If they want to go blog about it in some dark corner of the internet, go ahead, but they don't have to say it on our site. Also, my second suggestion, which is more of a request, is that writers, you really be aware of what you're saying in your articles and posts. And I know that no one here would ever intentionally be racist or sexist or homophobic. I know that. But it can happen unintentionally. It can creep in. So I just ask that you are really aware of the messages that you're sending, and that you maybe consider other perspectives. Did you write a game off because the characters don't fit into a particular box? Did you glorify a game that doesn't challenge the status quo in any way whatsoever? Also, when you're at game shows or conventions, give everyone a chance. I know that when you're looking for an interview or you're working on a panel, the instinct is to make a beeline for the white dude. Just think outside of that box. It might be harder to find someone of a different gender or a different ethnicity, but that's because of this culture. And that culture won't change if we don't change it. Now, guys, I don't want you to think that I'm picking on you. You're all great guys. And someone doesn't have to be a white guy to be sexist, racist, or homophobic. Yesterday, I sat through the most sexist presentation I, myself, have ever heard about how we should follow Saudi Arabia's lead and ban women from driving because they are stupid and genetically deficient. Yes, a guy gave a presentation, but then all the women in the audience laughed and told him he was right and further perpetrated this idea. So, to wrap up, I'm not asking anyone here to be perfect. I know that can't happen. No one is, I'm not perfect. And I certainly don't want you to be ashamed of this industry or of this company. We work for the most exciting industry in the entertainment world, and we work for a fantastic company. So all I ask is that you do your best, that you try your hardest to make IGN the best that it